Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and the festive period is well underway, and we are gonna have a lot of Premier League games. It is Matchday 18 in the English Premier League. It is going to be a Boxing Day games, and it is going to be quite exciting set of games. So let's go ahead and make our predictions. The league is set up perfectly. You don't really know who's going to win the title. The relegation battle is heating up. The fight for those European places is it is so tense at the moment, and now the festive period start, where everything can go wrong for one team and everything can go for right for one team. So let's go ahead and start the first game. It is Manchester City versus Everton. It is 7th versus 15th. Manchester City, they are all over the place. One win in their last 12 games in all competition. 9 of them have been defeats. They lost to Aston Villa last weekend as well, and it feels like Manchester City's downfall has started. But could this be the game where their resurrection start? Can the festive period be the time where Manchester City finally get back to their form and start playing football that everybody knows them for? Will that happen? I don't think so. That is going to happen. I think it will be a tough game for them. They are playing against an Everton side who have managed to shut down Chelsea and Arsenal in the last 2 weeks. Their confidence is going to be really high, and with the way that Manchester City are playing and the pressure that they are in, the fans are really demanding something from them. And I think unfortunately for them, they are not going to be able to give them that. If there is going to be one winner, I think it is going to be City, but I don't think that is going to happen. And unfortunately, I think we are going to watch a game that is going to end up in a draw, and I think it is going to be a boring draw. I'm going for a 0-0 between Manchester City and Everton. Up next is Newcastle versus Aston Villa. It is 8th versus 6th, both teams who won last weekend and who are now both fighting for those Champions League places. Villa are 2 points above Newcastle, and they would hope that they can continue their good form. They had a rough patch, Aston Villa, but they have now made a quick recovery. Last weekend they won against Manchester City, and with ease, like there was no problem for them, and they would hope that they can do that. Newcastle won their game as well. They were really good as well. I think it will be quite an interesting game. I think it will be quite a tough game as well, but I think in the end somehow Villa are going to nick it. Unfortunately for Newcastle, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. Moving on, it's Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. It is 4th versus 11th. Now Forest are having an amazing season. Like nobody would have expected them to be in the top 4 at this at Christmas. So it is a really a great season for them. They have won 4 out of their last 5 games. The way that they are playing the football that they are playing is so good. And playing against Spurs, I think Espirito Sanchez, that is going to be a really important game for him. What happened to him at Spurs, I think he's going to have that on his mind. And Spurs are all over the place. Like 1 win in their last 5 games. They got humiliated by Spurs, by Liverpool in that 6-3 defeat, and they are going to come to Forest's ground. And I think unfortunately for Spurs, I think they are going to have another bad outing. I think Forest, they are the confidence that they are playing with, and they are at home as well, and the manager is going to have that extra motivation toward against his former club. I think that is going to help them, and I think that is going to take them over the line. I think it will be an interesting game. It will be a game filled with goals, but I'm going for a 2-1 win for Nottingham Forest. Then it's Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace. It's 15th versus 16th. I mean, Bournemouth are in the Europa League position. They are playing amazing football. Inola has done a great job. They are undefeated in their last 5 games. And it's not like they are winning it, the games by fluke or anything. They are playing really good football. That the way he sets up his team, it is really good to watch. They are playing against a Crystal Palace side who are really struggling. If I'm being very honest with you, they are sort of getting away from that relegation zone. Their form has been a bit better in the last a month or so, but I think they are still not going to be be ready for the test against Bournemouth. And I think Bournemouth being the home side, they are going to take advantage of that, and I think they are going to win it comfortably as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. Then it's Chelsea versus Fulham. It is 2nd versus 8th. Now Chelsea dropped points against Everton last weekend, so they know they cannot really afford to lose further points if they want to challenge Liverpool for the title. I know the Chelsea fans, the manager, players, everybody is saying that we are not in the title race. So it is they are acting like they don't really care. They just want to finish in the top 4. But let's be honest, they know that they can catch Liverpool, and they would really love to do that. Playing against a Fulham side who have been really amazing. I mean, Fulham are trying to get into European places. They are just a point behind Manchester City in the table, and I think they are playing really good football. And I think, and it's a London derby as well, West London derby between Chelsea and Fulham. I think it will be quite an entertaining game. It's a London derby. It's going to be physical as well, and I think there are going to be goals in this game as well. Both these teams like to go go ahead and play attacking football. I think we are going to get goals out of that. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Chelsea and Fulham. Then it's Southampton versus West Ham. It is 20th versus 14th. Southampton are all over the place. They sacked their manager as well. They have a new guy in. They are going to have a new manager in for this game. So it will be interesting how he starts his tenure at Southampton. West Ham. They are not doing that good, but they are not in the fear of getting relegated, if I'm being very honest with you. But they need to start winning the games, and somehow, because the tie for European places is so tough, they still have a chance somehow. I don't know how, but they can still go ahead and get into those European places, and I think they are going to get the win at Southampton. Unfortunately, I think Southampton are going to suffer another defeat, and I think it will be an easy win for West Ham as well. I'm going for a 2-0 win for West Ham. Then it's Wolves versus Manchester United. It is 17th versus 13th. Wolves won last weekend against Leicester, ending their 5-game losing streak. They are playing again. Sorry, so they have their confidence is going to be much better. They are going to be in a much better place playing against Manchester United, who are really struggling, if I'm being very honest with you. They have so many issues at United. They are not winning the games. They expected Ruben Amorim to come in and start delivering, but it has not happened. And a lot of us expected that to happen because there are so many problems. You have that Marcus Rashford issue going on as well. So they are all over the place. Unfortunately, they are going to go away to Wolves. I think it will be a tough game for them, and Wolves might fancy something out of this game. There could be a big chance that United lose this game as well, but I'm not going to go for that. I think they are going to end up drawing. I think it's not going to be that much of an exciting game. I think it will be a boring game, but we are going to get some goals. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Wolves and Manchester United. Up next, it's Liverpool versus Leicester City. Like, I really don't need to say much about this game. Liverpool are playing amazing football. They basically destroyed, humiliated, annihilated Spurs in the last weekend, 6-3. That was such a good performance from them. Leicester City got destroyed by Wolverhampton Wanderers last weekend, and I think that both teams are going to repeat the fate. What happened to them? Leicester City are going to get destroyed. Liverpool are going to destroy them. I think it will be a thumping by Liverpool, and I think it's going to be a really bad night for Leicester City and their fans. I'm going for a 5-0 win for Liverpool. Up next, it's a Brighton versus a Brentford. It is 10th versus a 12th. It is such a hard game to call, if I'm being very honest with you. Both these teams are they play a really good football, but both of them have been so inconsistent. Like, Brighton could win this game, and they can if a couple of other teams lose, they can go right back into the top 5 or top 6 because of how tight the league is. And same could be said about Brentford. They are 12th, but a win could take them to 7th or 8th in the table as well. So that is the thing with the league being so tight, is so many of these teams have a chance to play in Europe next season, and all of them are really fighting for it. And unfortunately for them, both of these teams, I don't think either of them are going to get 3 points in this game. I think it will be a really good game of football. We are going to get a lot of goals, but in the end, I think it will end up in a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Brighton and Brentford. And the last game for match day 18 is Arsenal versus Ipswich, and it is going to be I don't see any other result in this game as well apart from an Arsenal win. I think it will be an interesting, it will be an easy game for Arsenal. Unfortunately for Ipswich, they are going to suffer a defeat, and I think it will be quite an easy win for Arsenal. I think it will be a great display of football from Arsenal for their fans. It is at the Emirates. It is late night game, and I think the fans are going to have fun. I think Ipswich are going to suffer a thumping. I'm going for a 4-0 win for Arsenal. And that is it. These are my predictions for match day 18 for the English Premier League. As I say, the league is heating up. They are going to be the games are going to come in thick and fast, and we'll see how many of these my predictions come true and how many of them are wrong. Let me know what you think of my predictions in the comment section below. Make your predictions in the comment section, and let's see who has who makes a better predictions. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.